Hey everyone, welcome back to what were we watching? Oh, USS Payette.
What were we watching?
Oh, off to a good start.
Huzzah!
We're on the USS Payette tonight.
Maybe, sort of, perhaps.
Are we?
We're on Vulcan right now.
Vulcan has been renamed the USS Payette.
Yeah.
I am now the captain.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm the chief engineer
Vulcan.
of all of Vulcan.
Please don't subvert my planet.
Oh, this
What
is
planet? If we're in a different timeline, your planet don't exist.
Yeah. Apparently we're in the...
We're in the worst timeline.
The one where Vulcan still exists.
Yeah.
What?
Populated.
Oh.
It has him come from it.
Boo.
Boo.
Well, I mean, Vulcan in this timeline has Romulans on it, and that sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not a refugee yet. That's a nice thing.
That's
I
okay.
mean, if you have no planet, it can't be subverted by Romulan spies.
Well, so speaking of which, let us do our mighty roll to see who did the review last time.
Stuff
All right,
like
so
me.
is it highs or lows?
Low.
Lows.
I rolled a 13.
4, 20. So I'm going.
Nat 20.
All right.
That's a bad
So,
thing.
I know.
in
Although
our
in this
last
case it worked for
adventure,
Get that
we were chased out of we started off by being on vacation on Vulcan. Our lieutenant Sofek required a bit of mental focusing due to being infected by a bunch of damaged Borg nano bots, which was very traumatic. He was rendered unconscious multiple times in that combat. So he needed to focus himself. We, being the best friends organization that we are, decided to join him on Vulcan and promptly separate and leave him alone. At which
It's more
point,
like I ditched you.
well, at which point, as we all returned to our chambers, rooms, hotel rooms that night, one of Sofek's...
Quarters.
Oh. But we're on vacation, so we're not on station. So we'd be renting a hotel at this point.
Vulcan's thriving hospitality business.
Exactly.
Pay for a hotel on Vulcan.
Money
Anyways,
doesn't exist in the Federation.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got approached by one of Sofek's childhood friends to go investigate this ancient site, which for some reason the excavation had been shut down and nothing was going on. Upon entering, Romulans. That was it. Just Romulans. And now we're at the Science Council. We were at the Science Council where we got accused of stealing all the artifacts from within there. And then our ship was stolen. And we accused her of having lax security, which allowed our ship to get stolen. We believe that she might be working with the Romulans because they had some documents proving that they were allowed to be there with her signature. And we also had a bunch of incriminating evidence leave the planet on our ship, deliberately trying to get to Federation space. And we were told to not leave the city, and we're stuck in our chambers, rooms.
we were given different
Quarters.
rooms, weren't we?
Different rooms, because the previous room somehow miraculously had all of the artifacts somehow in it, which is the best place to hide evidence of your crimes in your
Yes.
room.
Yeah.
Even though we promptly disproved that.
Completely.
That we could have done it.
Yes.
What was her name? She's
T'Pral.
T'Pral. She's the
Yeah.
Chief Security Council.
No,
Yeah,
she was
Chief
science.
One
Chief
of the
Science,
science
Science,
councils,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was attempting to get her DNA to check to see if she was Romulan or not, which failed horribly.
It's a fake.
I'm trying to get her to drink out of the
It's a
cup.
fake.
She's a
Oh,
fake.
you're a fake.
Oh, can we get some tokens for D-term?
Yes. So,
I want shiny things.
as always, shiny things for Prime Directive. And tonight, since you're no longer on vacation,
I want to go back to being on vacation.
this one is called It's a Fake. And you have to say it just like that.
It's a
Oh, I
fake.
was giving you one for both of us. Just handed it around, but that's okay.
We all
Somebody
ended up
passed
with-
me one.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what
I'm gonna
happened.
see one because go full time for you.
Mine's a completely different color one. What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
I will.
It's a
There you
fake.
go. You can trade it out
It's
if you need.
real.
Yeah, I want a real shiny one. That's the
Better?
exact same, I guess. For some reason, the one that you gave
You're
me
like a
before has a
penguin.
thumb.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just try to keep you focused on the
I thought
game.
you were Klingon,
Get
not
too
a
many
magpie.
shiny things.
Are you kidding me? Klingons love the shiny stuff. Have you seen Worf's bandolier of silver?
Yeah, it doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah.
it has all of his badges from the Klingon scout camp.
Can you please make that meme for us? Klingons, the magpies of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Just have like all their
Shiny things.
Just a whole bunch of
Right.
baubles on that thing.
Is that part of the Klingon mating ritual, like bringing a shiny thing
yeah.
Yeah,
and then
you-
getting punched in the
and
face?
then you got to bite. Whoever bites harder is the dominant.
Oh no.
Isn't
Okay.
that
That's when this podcast got weird, everybody.
That's where it got
Yeah,
weird.
exactly.
We're doing it live.
So
We're doing it live.
Varya.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
missed
yeah.
the part where
Oh,
Yasikov went home with the Orion chick.
Oh
There we are. I was
yeah,
just about to ask you,
yeah.
yeah.
We went to a
We don't
bar.
kiss and tell.
We got
Eh,
a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
The Orion, what was her name?
We were trying
Valia?
to lay, we were trying to lay low.
Vaz? I forgot her name.
Bea.
Bea.
Yeah.
Bea ended up going home with our chief security officer. Well, not going home, going to bed.
Is
And
that like Star Trek just cut to black, or like they just leave the scene?
well, unless
Yeah.
it's Riker.
Yeah.
And then there was a little bit of an
Are
inference.
you our ship's Riker?
Why not?
At this point, I think you are.
I'm just gonna start like standing on things like wood
the
foot
the
up.
lean.
Yeah.
And
Yasikov,
then
that's very bad for your posture.
We
I
had,
know, but my neck hurts so much.
we had a little bit of information from the Orion captain that they might be moving something off of Vulcan.
From Romu Vulcan.
Mommy Vulcan.
Vulcan off of Vulcan into an area that they don't know.
They've already started changing the name.
We've had a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
I also just work like a shift, so
It was a long shift. Okay.
Vulcan. Well, I mean, right
I'm gonna
now.
Keep
You
it
know
in,
what?
Sam.
I'm gonna call
Keep
it
it in.
Romucan.
Well, I mean, as a Klingon, I'm like,
6'1", the hips doesn't have other.
how dare you name yourself after your planet? Because the Klingon homeworld.
No originality at all.
We are Klingons from Gornos.
I bet
That
you
was
that.
a Q.
You know what? I'm gonna bet that's actually humans' faults.
If I'm
100%. Like,
Like
what's
your
your
planet
home
called.
planet? Romulus. Oh, so you're Romulans? No, we are something completely different.
Yeah.
We are technically.
Romulan.
Got it.
Says the team. Oh yeah, you are human. I was gonna say
Yeah.
says the team that has no humans in it. But yeah.
Pretty much.
I am human.
All right. So. Yeah. So.
What?
What?
Hey, somebody's gotta get some. We're on vacation.
What is the information you're gonna try and get?
Pillow talk. I'm so sorry. everyone.
The information is how soft her hair is.
I already know how soft
Yeah,
it
very
is.
What here?
Yeah, Vaya and Yazikov have a previous engagement. They've been together before, and they actually kind of like each other.
But the last time we saw each other, she kind of screwed our ship over. So,
But not in an evil way. It was
no.
more of in a.
She's
I kind of
like the
expected
Han
it.
Solo
Yeah,
of-
she's
of
a Han
this.
Solo. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly she's transporting, where it's going, and what the time frame is.
Okay.
And if she starts pushing back, I'm gonna I'm sensitive to the fact that she probably won't give is going to be reluctant to give me this information.
So over the course of the night,
Yeah.
you do manage to get a few things. You manage to get that she actually doesn't know what the cargo is.
Okay.
She was hired because of her ability for discrepancy.
Right.
She also... do I need to, separate you?
Sorry. I'm doing my best not to make dirty jokes.
Yeah, I know. I can tell.
It's really hard. You
I'm a
keep
Vulcan.
saying
I'm a
things.
Vulcan. I'm a Vulcan.
Jesus.
I'm just going to put my screen up and ignore you guys.
Yeah.
I think you meant her discretion, by the way.
What did I say?
I think you said discrepancy, but it's not important.
Oh, I said discretion. Okay, anyways.
Somebody's
So
got a
she was
discrepancy.
hired because of her discretion.
Mhm.
She also has a set of coordinates.
Okay.
And she's she's meant to just like once she arrives at those coordinates, the next set of instructions will like be unlocked essentially on the pad that she was given.
Okay.
She said she wouldn't normally do this kind of a job because of the amount of mystery, but
Yeah.
it's a ton of money,
Oh yeah.
ton of credits.
And like, who's she getting paid by? The Science Council?
No, it's just an unnumbered account being funneled into another unnumbered account. Like it's kind of like like Star Trek is always really clean,
Yeah.
and I get that.
Yeah.
But for me, I always thought there had to be like this dirty sort of underhanded bounty hunter style,
Like Mud.
Mud,
right?
exactly. Like
Like-
Mud wouldn't necessarily know where it was coming from. He'd deal with seedy people, and
Yeah.
payment is payment.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Okay.
you do get the coordinates.
I do. Okay.
You
Fantastic.
do. And you do get the delivery time. You
Okay.
don't get when her cargo is being delivered to her, and you
Yeah.
don't get like she keeps that pretty tight.
Yeah.
But you only get the kind of like the where and the when,
Yeah.
because she has to go a little earlier than she would like,
Yeah.
kind of thing, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm on a schedule. I have to be at this point at this time,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, oh, come on, a little bit longer. Right? And she's
Yeah.
like, no,
Yeah.
I gotta. Well, okay, maybe a little bit longer. And then I gotta go. Then I gotta be at this point at this time. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Kind of goes like, yeah, okay, we could cruise at warp 5, and then it's like, nope, we spent too much time. Now I gotta go warp 7.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'll go back to our quarters, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to suffer the inevitable.
I replicated a gong. Gong.
This is why I don't tell you anything. You know that, right?
I wake up upset.
Yeah.
Incredibly over from the candies that I've been eating.
Yes.
And I'm like, ugh. I go up to the replicator and I'm like, water, warm, with lemon. And then I walk back to my section of the room and I lay on the bed.
Okay.
Well, actually, I walk to your section of the room and I lay on the bed.
No,
Your section is closer to mine.
This is alright.
And then I lay down, literally, like sipping water. I replicate a straw as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so, what'd you learn?
Oh, those are bad for the environment, yes.
What?
No, they're
They're biodegradable?
yeah,
Replicated
it
matter.
only makes paper straws.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
alright,
chewing on
alright.
it, and it's
No,
literally
it's so
eating
gross.
pieces of it.
Oh my God.
It tastes like licorice.
Yeah. Well, I learned that she will be dropping the cargo off its SID coordinates at SID time.
I'm also sensing you learned no.
Can you not, please?
I really can't. Please, somebody else talk to her for a minute.
I don't know, where's her
They're
ship
all
stationed? Is her ship still on the planet?
She hit the go, so possibly not. But
Oh, no way we could sneak on board then.
I mean,
Well,
maybe.
Well, we need to find a way off this planet into those coordinates.
Yada
That
yada,
is-
something about coming and going.
you do have a runabout.
The
Don't
runabout
we got
code-
stolen?
Well, we could
Oh, you're right. You sent it off.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention that. You sent Beagle.
No,
off.
I mentioned
do?
that
I
it was
forgot
It was stolen.
Right, by Beagle.
By Beagle.
Well, Beagle.
Beagle and
we
Self
had been
Express.
contacted. Can we communicate?
With Beagle?
We should also
No.
be wary of what we're saying in these rooms.
Yeah, Admiral Archer's prize Beagle.
That
Very intelligent dog.
No.
beautiful creature.
Wow.
Nice.
Put it out there.
Yeah, I'm impressed, sir.
Thank you.
That was nicely done. Yeah. Yeah.
You mean the Beagle that the legendary Lieutenant...
Wrong timeline!
Wasn't that in both timelines?
No.
Where he killed the Beagle by mistake?
Nope.
While he was doing teleportation experiments? Because it was based upon his transwarp teleportation. No, it was.
No.
No, that was just the Abrams one.
Yeah.
I thought that's how he came up with his teleportation theory of going to teleport between two moving objects. He tried it with the dog and he screwed it up.
Oh, maybe.
Anyways, We'll look that up later and get back to you.
Let us know.
I like the idea of stealing onto Yesikov's girlfriend's ship.
I like the
we don't
idea
like
of not
labels.
saying this in front of cameras, Captain. Let's take this for a
We'll
walk.
say you guys are going for a walk through like one of the quieter
I
sections.
put on
There's
Klingon
lots of
heavy
quiet-
metal.
I figure there's lots of quiet sections in Vulcan. Like it's
Yeah.
probably not hard to find a park where there's nobody. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's no logical reason to be there in the morning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do replicate sunglasses because it's hot and sunny and
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't deal with the light right now.
Yeah.
Klingon sunglasses are just Ray-Bans. But shinier and spikier.
I have Oakleys because, I like to be different.
It's the Beta Z version. Okay. All right.
So we're just like, you
you're
guys
through the
are
park. So
suck.
how are you going to get on the ship?
First, we need to find out where it is. Then we need to find out. Then, based on where it is, we'll probably have an idea of what kind of security is there. We probably shouldn't use the transporters, so that's a lot of sneaking. I'm just spitballing here. This is a lovely garden.
Well, Captain, I did serve in the Klingon Defense Force alongside the Orions and their vessels.
We're
I might
not-
have a bit of a knowledge of their ships.
Oh, why don't you give me insight and engineering?
I'm going to burn one of my determination.
Okay.
Using the value a crazy plan is better than no plan.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I maintain it via veterancy. I do not.
Okay.
So I get a natural crit, plus whatever I get on these two, which is 1 success. So 3 successes total.
Ooh, is that a 19 I saw?
It was.
That is.
You had no complications though, did you guys? No?
Not yet, because we
Oh, yeah,
avoided a
that's right.
fight.
You haven't done any.
We
That's right.
haven't
You
had
did
any
avoid a fight. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Captain actually avoided a fight for once.
Yeah. Okay.
She'll am the one getting in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 3 successes, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you one of the. I'll give you one of those. Sorry. So I throw things at y'all.
I mentioned to Devin, I go, those Orion ships are very utilitarian, much like many Klingon vessels.
Cool. Plus, we're off vacation now. It's back to Captain. This thing has just become serious.
But I haven't been recalled yet, Captain.
Do you want me to issue your orders? Pull out a pad.
Pull it out and I go, delete. Not read. I've been given 4 months shore leave. This combat.
He hands
we'll
it
be-
back on holidays.
I look at
Holiday
you-
denied.
Literally sneaking onto a ship, potentially hijacking it and stealing it. I consider that vacation.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What you consider and what Starfleet considers two different things,
so
and they don't care.
realistically,
Anyways,
Starfleet wouldn't necessarily. So that's the other thing. You guys got to potentially risk being in trouble if something goes very wrong, because you are sneaking onto a ship without kind of like Federation permission. You know what I mean? Like you're kind
Yeah.
of breaking a couple privacy laws here.
Are
we
we
were
That
also
or steal a
instructed.
ship.
We were also instructed by local government to not leave the planet, Captain.
Yes, I do remember that.
I forgot.
Are we able to communicate with Beagle? I know he sent a message to us in some kind of sub-frequency.
But at the point that it is now, Lieutenant, Beagle is more than halfway to Earth. It's been day and
Plus,
a
what
half.
are we going
It's
to do?
only
Is
like
just
a
put
few
it on a
hours.
This is
broadband
the next
and
day.
put it on a broadband and hope
You
he
were with
gets
the
it.
girl overnight.
Yeah, but isn't it only like a few hours to Earth?
3 days.
3 days.
3 days
okay.
more.
At like
Whatever
whoops,
shuttle
5
work
or
can go,
6. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got it.
So he's halfway there. He'll make it in a day and a half.
Unless we can
by the-
send us a message through the runabout's transponder telling him to come back.
In which case, all our evidence will be back in the place we do not want it.
Unless he's already
True.
sent a message to Starfleet because he's not under a communication ban.
But that much information could not be sent via a message.
And this
That's
was
the reason why we took it this way, Captain.
So for what it's worth, you might be overthinking a little bit. Don't forget, Star Trek always provides a reason or a way to do something. If you can come up with some cool technobabble. If it's really way out there, I will say no. But realistically, try not to overthink what you need to do, and just kind of like come up
Theoretically,
with a way to do it. Is a better way.
no matter what we do, it is going to be illegal as we are told to stay on the planet.
we clearly can't do that.
We clearly can't stay on the planet. There will be a Romulan kill team coming at us fairly quickly. As they always do.
Yeah,
So I see 3 options. We recall Beagle, we sneak onto the Orion ship, or we steal our own shuttle.
I think the last 2 are the only viable options, sir.
Beagle,
They are the most law-breaking, however.
Beagle being on his way to Earth is the only way we can guarantee the evidence makes it to Earth. I suggest we go full pirate. Steal a vessel.
What?
I'm still sipping from my lemon tea.
Technically, we would be pirates.
I am fairly sure there are numerous regulations against piracy in the Starfleet rules and regulations.
Are we really?
Yes, but I don't like that handbook right now. We're going to throw that out. Logically, what is the best... What? Logically, go through your logic algorithms or whatever it is you have, and what's the best... What do you think the best solution is?
To wait for Ensign Beagle to return with Starfleet authorities.
I knew you were going to say that.
By that time, the goods will already be sold.
Do we even know what goods are on this vessel?
All the artifacts that were probably in the quarters that we got.
Well, theoretically, one of us could sneak onto the ship and say a goodbye gesture to their close friend and potentially see what's on the vessel.
She didn't tell me last night. She's
But
not going to tell me today.
But you might go for a walk.
And she said that they were rendezvousing with someone in space.
She was in a hurry to leave. She's probably already gone.
Well, let's go for a walk to the spaceport. Who wants to drive?
We know where they're going to be, when they're going to be there. I say we take a shuttle.
Either way, I'll find us a way into a ship or how to power up a ship that we don't have the keys for. I can hotwire most anything.
Alright, well.
I mean, you give me a warp core and a jeep and I'll take us into Mars.
No, that doesn't sound safe.
Hey, by chance, do any of you, like, there's lots of Federation people and Starfleet officers here. Does anyone have any favors they can call in?
Not our ship.
How about this? Let's try it like this instead.
This is
Unlikely I have any favors.
There's the like...
Does anyone have any favors they can call in? I will offer one of these.
You're the highest rank. You would
To
probably know
grant
someone the
threats
most.
to me for it to happen.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There was
What do you
in the
think,
last
guys?
game. In the last game, you said there was no Starfleet ship in orbit.
Correct, but that doesn't mean there's not
Wasn't an
other
officer.
things here.
We've already
Trying to
spoken
think.
to the ambassador.
We just gotta get off this planet to that rendezvous point. That's
Yeah.
just what we gotta do.
Yeah.
Now we do it either via theft, via
If there's a
sneaking
So
onto a
fact,
ship.
That
you
is
must have some kind of contact here.
This is your home planet.
could have joined the Starfleet Academy with a Vulcan who is now a commander liaison on this planet. That would be kind of cool. And I did something for him in the academy that he owes me one. Helped him with
We could also go to the ambassador with this information.
we already did.
Not with what she learned.
Oh.
To the ambassador, I say. Captain?
We need to get a ship. I assume the drop-off time is pretty soon, hey?
Well, you could always have me go get a ship.
I'll give you a threat if we can say that there is a Vulcan station here that I went to the academy with, who I helped with the Kobayashi Maru simulation, and he owes me one for it. So I helped him get through that.
Okay.
And
With your
The
illogical
Kobayashi
thinking.
Maru
Kirk does.
yeah,
Nathan Kirk.
yeah, because the Vulcan didn't realize it was no instrument. I don't know.
Since Kirk, the way to solve the Kobayashi Maru is to come up with the most creative way of cheating
Oh, yeah.
the system, not not to actually like suffer through the system.
Yeah.
And since the Vulcan wasn't very creative, that's where I came in. So he was too logical.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Oh
To Paul.
God, no.
Bolek.
Volek? Volek.
Flolex?
Volek. Volek.
He's swole. He's on the Bowflex.
Oh no.
We have one of these for everybody.
Yeah. And he would be a commander now as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's take this information to him. Maybe he can give us a shuttle. Because the ambassador definitely would not give us a shuttle.
No.
Nonetheless, we are doing something illegal to get off this planet. You can always have some fun with the Orions.
Anyways, let's go visit Volek.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming the captain wouldn't be too upset if she finds you in her chambers one night.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So I'll ask him to meet me at the...
It's got that cool...
Blue. No, I'll just ask him to meet us at the bar. The one Starfleet bar.
Must I?
Well, like, you know what happened. Come on.
I shall be there.
Appreciate it. See you soon.
Okay.
So when we meet at the bar, I'll have them with me in a set, and I'll...
Devin, it's agreeable to see you again.
Nice to see you too. How have you been?
Well, and he kind of goes off on like the real, like it's just he's just literally kind of like giving you a shopping list of things that he does on the planet, and it's kind of like you're probably sitting there like,
oh yeah, I almost asked for a round of Romulan ale.
yeah,
As detail oriented
And
as
you?
always. Oh, pretty good. We've I'm captain of the USS Payette at the moment. I'm sure you know, and you know, it's under repairs right now, so we're taking a bit of vacation.
Very
Following
good.
our Vulcan science officer, Volek.
Peace and long life.
Live long and prosper.
So cordial.
Don't make the DM laugh. Okay.
Especially when he's playing a Vulcan.
We've
What is it I can do for you?
we found ourselves in a bit of a sticky situation.
I'm assuming this is your, how did you put it? Return the favor?
Yep, that's pretty much it. Well, essentially we've been accused of thievery, which we've pretty much managed to disprove, of ancient artifacts from one of the Mind Lord's tombs. However...
Is this correct?
It is.
Captain, maybe the Lissy knows better. We just need a shuttle.
Have you gone to the Science Council?
We did. She's the one...
To prowl.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Yes, she's one of
Commander.
the most revered members of the Science Council.
She's the one who accused us, which we again have disproven.
That honorless but die.
Hey.
Language, Gurkhan. We're in polite company.
I'm rolling in my chair, just fucking rubbing my head.
He gives you... wait. I will do this.
Oh, look at that. 10.
He kind of speaks something in a weird, like, you understand it. You just hear, like, a drink word. And it kind of slides over. And he kind of, like, continues to slide onto you.
I
Drink that.
okay. I look at it and I give it a
It's-
sniff.
Oh. It smells like... No.
A human no or a Klingon no?
Klingon, no. Probably good to a human. And he just says, drink it.
I'm like, no.
It is a warrior's drink.
A warrior's drink from a warriorless planet means nothing to me.
You were quite enamored with
Drink
our
it.
weapons.
You have a weapon I
He
like.
kind of shoves it back to you. Trust me.
You have a weapon that I appreciate. I love it. It is a sword in which you have a stick attached to it. Which
Then you may consider this drink another
and
weapon.
I mistakenly drink while wispily talking about the lure.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just vile, but
Yeah.
as soon as you kind of get it down, your hangover and headache just goes away.
Can I get some of that?
Yeah, I'm like, huh. It tastes like something you Vulcans would give to children. Quite
is.
delicious.
So,
Anyways,
slides one over to you too.
I don't know.
we have a bead on possibly where these artifacts might be leaving, but the problem is our shuttle was stolen. Now,
That is unfortunate.
it is, considering that the Science Council has accused us of something. They are not exactly willing to accept any information from us, really, at this point. But what we need to do is get those artifacts back, and that's where I need your help.
How do you expect me to get the artifacts back?
I expect you to do nothing except maybe provide us with the transportation.
This is what you warned me about when you said might feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I assume Vulcans don't feel bad. But it is a logical course of action for us to take to get these back.
All right.
So,
Be at platform C in 23. Gives you like
2,300 hours,
23
whatever.
hours, yeah. Don't be late, even by a minute.
Wouldn't dream of it. Plus, we have our own Vulcan to keep us on time.
Can we be early?
No.
Sounds good.
I consider this a full payment.
Accepted. Good.
It was agreeable to see you again.
Yeah, I'm sure you mean that. It was nice to see you too.
And he kind of nods,
Get up and leave. Go back to the
Sofek.
quarters.
Commander.
and he walks away. Okay. Anything else you want to do on Vulcan?
We've got a little bit of time. Anybody?
Any more crimes we can be accused of?
We can certainly try. Gurkhan's really, with the rope thing, the public nudity is really cutting it close.
I am wearing underwear.
Oh, thank God.
Sheer underwear?
They're Vulcan underwear, so they're really like super. No, they're Vulcan.
There's
so it's
nothing
really
left to the imagination.
100% like just like brown cotton, just like the most.
100% brown cotton.
Yeah, it's just unbleached cotton to what it is. Because the Vulcans wouldn't wear anything that has overtly beautiful appearance to it or anything.
However,
They're-
robes
they're-
do come with it.
Their robes are pretty like ornate. Sometimes.
Totally, that's why I have the robes on. But the underwear that are obviously not going to be seen.
Oh,
Are you
gonna be
like? Are
plain.
you like this?
I'm
Vulcan on
duding
top-
right now.
This Vulcan on this Klingon on Vulcan. Is this like that typical white guy trying to be cool in Tokyo wearing
Yeah.
a kimono? Like that's exactly kind of what I have
Yeah.
pictured, right?
He's
Like
a Vulcan.
a bit of
Romulan
that,
weeaboo.
a bit of he's a bit of that,
Sorry,
but a
I'm
bit of the
fucking
dude
Klingon
as well.
weeaboo.
Where I'm just disheveled.
yeah.
Where I'm wearing what I bought as clothes because I don't know why my clothes never made it from the old room to the new room.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, my clothes are being transported for some reason by this Orion, and that's why I want to be on the
That
ship.
makes perfect sense, right?
Because they took everything from the room and transported it. I'm like, I want my damn pants back. My wife made them for me.
All right.
Kill me. I also have to point out that the fact that we're going to a rendezvous in a shuttle, when there's potentially a lot of firepower going to be there, we might want to be somewhat hidden.
Yeah. So
I'll put on my black jumpsuit.
Yes, it's
as
not.
far as being on the planet, is there anything else here you want to try and get, gather, grab, go, do?
We are unarmed, obviously.
Yeah.
Except for the knives.
I mean, the shuttle will probably have a couple on it that like are standard issue.
Okay.
Depending on what he kind of
But
provides.
I wouldn't have my engineering. Would they have an engineering kit in the shuttle?
We could add it to the things
Okay.
to have on.
That's
the
what
ship.
I would be grabbing. I'll be grabbing some form of. I'd go to like the Starfleet area and be like, listen, my Jeep broke. I gotta fix it.
Yeah.
I go, take it. And then they never see it again.
Yeah.
This is
It's
mine
a,
now.
the property of Vulcan Science Training Division. I leave it in my room.
Yeah.
You know you're supposed to return that.
It's like a library book. It's yours now. Sorry.
Right. That's how libraries work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually wouldn't mind going to visit the ambassador just one more time and hinting that our shuttle may have not been... was stolen, but not by...
May have been stolen under orders.
No, I never ordered him to steal it.
Are you gonna let him in on kind of what's going on?
The
I don't
ambassador,
know.
I would say, yeah. He's Federation before he's Vulcan.
He's not
Even
a
though
Vulcan.
Vulcan, he's a Tellarite.
Tellarite.
Yeah, he's
Tellarite.
Federation before anything. And we're doing this.
It
I'm
would
gonna-
be a courtesy.
I'm gonna let him in on everything except we're stealing a shuttle.
We're not stealing it. We're borrowing it.
Except that we're borrowing without possibly returning if it gets blown up a shuttle.
That's fine.
Oh,
We'll
we
give him.
always do that.
That's fine. We'll give him one of ours.
Just,
We'll see
yeah,
again.
give him the information
Commander,
up.
what do you need?
Oh, you actually... Okay. Well, we were... After we were taken to Prel, to Prel's room, she kind of accused us of stealing a bunch of artifacts, but we did disprove it. And we disproved it by showing that, 1, we couldn't have stolen them, 2, we couldn't have stolen them in the way she said, and 3, we had no idea where they were. However, our Lieutenant Yasikov ran into an Orion friend who said they may be transporting something of interest off planet. We have a theory that it is the artifacts, but we don't have a way of proving it at the moment.
That's unfortunate.
Just wanted to keep you in the loop.
Well, I appreciate that. Let me do the same for you. It sounds like they're trying to file a case against you for General Court Martial through Starfleet.
As expected.
So far, well, circumstantial. It seems a little bit... I don't know. It feels like a politician's game all of a sudden.
We got that sense as well when we were talking to Prel. Well, in either case, with the Romulans involved on the planet, that having us being court-martialed makes sense.
Fair enough, but just so you know, we haven't found any evidence of Romulans anywhere.
I'd expect that.
We even went to where you said they were, and there was nothing there. It was just an empty tomb.
Well, apparently all the artifacts from that tomb were cleared out and put in our quarters. Those are now gone. Even though the time at which that would have taken, we had been either in our shuttle, monitored by their security, in the courtesy room.
Under arrest, you could say it, Captain.
And where did you go this morning then?
Well, we were giving different quarters, and then we just went through a walk to through the meadows, and then over to a compatriot of mine from Starfleet Academy. I found out. So
We went
were
to
at
a
the Starfleet bar.
We drank.
The Red Alert.
That's the one.
I heard.
We drank a drink that did not make us drunk. It was the exact opposite, and it was quite glorious.
Not what I was expecting, but thank you.
In either case, we expect more of these games to be played. Right now, we have no solid evidence to 100% disprove what they're claiming, other than the fact that, well, pretty much there's videotape of and security guards that could demonstrate that we haven't done any of what they've said.
Well, my best suggestion is do what they say, stick around, and wait it out.
I'll take that under advisement.
I appreciate it. Is there anything else then?
Told you about the shuttle, right? Right. Okay. No, we're good.
What about the shuttle?
Our shuttle was stolen?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, we knew that. There's
Yeah.
an investigation. I told you that.
I just wanted to make sure I told you.
Oh,
We
okay.
kind of got off on a tangent there.
Right.
Anyways.
You know, you should be a diplomat.
Why? Because I can talk in circles?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that
Coming
under...
from Tellarite, that's an impression.
That's
That's a compliment.
I'll take that under advisement.
Yeah.
Thanks, Master.
Get out. I got things to do.
Bye.
Why are you still here?
Did you just come into my office to tell me what you told me yesterday?
Yeah, exactly.
And add the fact that you woke up and got undrunk? Okay.
No, he didn't know about our conversation with Zapral.
He said he did? No, whatever.
No, he said that he knew a case had been filed
Oh,
against
you
us.
knew that we went to a bar.
Yeah.
So we're being watched.
Of course. Zapral said we were being watched.
Well, let's watch the watchers.
Okay. It's getting close to the 23 time. can't remember. I started saying it. I'm like, I have no idea where I'm going with this. So we're just gonna stay with that. Let's say it's
2300
2300
2300 Earth standard or whatever.
Yeah.
If we're being watched, then we need to be able to leave without being seen. I can't teach you how to be stealthy in 5 minutes.
I was thinking more of a signal jammer.
Theoretically, I could rig up some sort of audio device to make it sound like we're having a conversation in our quarters the entire time we're gone. At least pulling them off for a few minutes.
Why be stealthy when you can be devious? I like it.
But don't they have video?
Well, they can have video, but...
So they will hear our voices but not see us.
We need misdirection. Can you program holograms of us to go somewhere, at least within a certain radius?
I don't have any holo emitters, but I could probably think to make the cameras think there's images of us moving around.
I like it.
That would also most likely take less time, Commander, as programming holograms is not a simple thing.
Oh, it'd be very simple.
It was a
for
good
you,
idea.
Sophic.
You guys have
blah,
to execute
blah,
it.
blah. I am logic. Blah, blah, blah.
We could also simply simulate you repeatedly stabbing a wall.
Exactly.
Would be
And
fooled immediately.
nobody would think twice.
I like it.
Captain spinning in a chair, and a lieutenant security officer yelling at each one of us.
I would be singing
Spinning,
in the
singing.
chair.
The chair would be making squeaking noises.
Very good. Well, we have to be at the cargo bay soon, so how quickly can you do this?
I can start on it right now.
You want to assist?
Yep.
What security skills do you have? Like, what kind of security background were you again?
Romulan tactics. I have hand-to-hand combat. I have investigation or interrogation. I'm a proficient in alien weapons in general.
How'd you get the Romulan tactics? Like space tactics?
That was a new focus from one of my milestones after the
Dealings with
Mevin episode.
The second one, right? The
Yeah.
one where you guys have to do the investigation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like Romulan, like space tactics, like ship tactics, and espionage tactics.
All right. So why don't you give me a security... give me an insight in security. Let's see if you can... No, an insight, a daring in security. Let's see if you can give any...
Daring and security.
Yeah, let's see if you can get any benefits to these guys.
Yeah.
10 and a 2.
So 3 successes.
Do you have... What's your focus for the third?
Romulan tactics.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
so you guys can have... one success.
Okay.
Actually, here's your...
Well, minimum.
Oh, I know.
Thank you.
There's one in the pot. That's yours. But
That
there's
one in the pot should be gone, right?
Yeah.
'Cause the scene
Could we
is done.
change scenes?
Oh, okay.
So all of this is in the same scene. So if you have nothing to use for this specific roll you just made, then you
Yeah.
can put it in the pot and they can use it for benefits.
All right. So we're gonna start programming, hacking the computers a bit, I guess.
Okay, so why don't we do probably who would be first and who would be second? Like who's assisting who?
Or could both be working on separate things. I was saying, do I have a tricorder
Okay.
with me? I want to set the tricorder to broadcast the life signs of a human, a Beta Z, a Vulcan, and a Klingon.
Cool. Okay, and you're focused on what?
Oh, I'm creating the false imagery on the camera in our room in the audio of us just having a discussion fairly blatantly about what are we gonna do.
Okay, so Yazakov's aide there can go to either one of you.
Okay.
So one of you can basically take a success from her, and the other one can use the Benny in the middle, or you can do both, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
So you just need to tell me who's going next.
I'll go first because
Okay.
I'll start doing the programming.
Okay.
So what do I need to roll?
It's going to be a... This one I think is going to be a reason and... let's go reason and engineering.
Okay.
It's like a systems check, right? So.
Okay. I'm going to spend this to get an additional die.
Okay.
Reason engineering.
Yep.
3 successes.
Ooh. Okay. So for the moment, you're good. Did one of those big papers have a work track on it?
No, I don't think these
Do
do.
you still have yours? I can't remember where it went.
No.
That's okay, never mind. Do it another time.
No.
So for the moment, you're good.
Okay.
You're well on your way. We're gonna need another difficulty 3 next roll. Okay.
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 Sounds
All right,
good.
so yeah, taking the tricorder and using my computer expertise to program it, which gets me an extra D20 to broadcast the various life signs.
Okay. Same thing. Insight and engineering.
Or reason and engineering.
Reason and engineering. Yeah.
All right, that works. Using my sensors tactics or focus because I know how sensors work and I know how to fool them,
Yeah. Okay.
which is 4 successes.
Wow. All right. Yeah, it's ready to go.
Then I gotta do my second roll now.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my testing of theory because it's the same thing I've been working on previously to get a 3rd dice.
Okay.
I'm going to use this to grab a 4th.
Okay. So you need 3 successes.
Reason and engineering.
No.
3 successes though.
Yeah.
You use determination to reroll, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to burn a determination. Think, act, then talk.
Okay.
I do not get to retain it.
Okay.
I'm going to reroll that 20 into a
20.
20.
Wow.
So it was meant to happen.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so you get it set up. But when it fails, like when it stops working, it will be known that it happened from here.
Okay.
Like there's no way to, and you're like, there's just not enough time to cover my tracks well enough.
Fair enough.
Essentially is how it is.
Makes sense. I'm not putting up any firewalls.
Basically, yeah. So you have just enough time to get you from here to platform C, with different images of you guys showing up at different logical points through the city.
Okay.
Kind of like ghosting you from one camera to another, but following a specific path in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Okay? It will go just enough time for you to get there, and then it will stop. And it will be very obvious that it was a fake.
It's a
I
fake.
literally have my pad when I'm working on it. I'm like, Captain, recommend we disguise ourselves before we start this, because when this fails, it will be obvious.
Ooh.
To the replicators I go.
I'll give you one of those. That was a good idea.
Thank you.
You can hang on to that, not in the pool.
Yeah, to the replicators I go. And let's see. 2 don't have enough time for the facial reconstruction type stuff, so we're going to go with it's happened. Read your logs. I send them to you. It's really interesting. And I'm just going to replicate like, the monk robes with the big old hoods.
Yeah.
I'll get a couple of those.
Okay.
Each of us. What was... Didn't they have masks in one episode? Was it... I don't remember.
Not in the original
Just those,
series.
like, generic plain masks. You know, the faceless ones, like Phantom of the Opera, but the whole thing across.
Okay.
Just...
Probably some sort of like...
Vulcan sect.
Yeah.
That's a villain sect.
Right.
It's like a cult.
Okay.
I'm going to
Well, it should be
replicate
fine, sir.
the equivalent of Vulcan maintenance workers' uniforms
Yeah, okay.
for myself. And I will do the best that I can of putting my hair up into a cap.
Well, I was gonna say, it's, you know what, like realistically, a lot of their uniforms and their outfits actually having robes, because it is always so
just
damn
big,
hot,
fair.
right?
Big old hood.
I watch these guys go to the replicator. I just go,
Yeah, exactly.
Pull it a bit lower.
We needed the other costume.
I don't have actual clothes. I just have underwears and a robe.
I just throw the robe at you with the big hood and go, put this on.
Can we get him pants, please?
I got pants to put them on.
Good.
I didn't replicate them earlier. I replicated a drink instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2300, you're coming up to platform C. As you start heading in, you kind of get a few nods. No one really says anything. You guys go further into the let's say the launch bays. And I always saw the launch bays as kind of being like those cool, like, I always saw Vulcan as having some cool, like, architecture built into the mountains. So it would be like you take an elevator up the side of the mountain, kind of like you do on the outside of some of the buildings here, and then it goes to platforms that are built into natural outcroppings of rock.
That's cool.
So it looks kind of like a mountain tree.
Yeah.
Mountain tree.
I don't know how else to explain
I can
it.
picture it. Yeah.
Like it'd be tiered and it'd kind of jut out and it would kind of go up the mountain.
It's like one of those potted plants that has the plants coming up the side of the pot.
Yeah,
Those little-
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a Vulcan mountain bonsai platform tree
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah, with like the half hemisphere coming out.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then there's shutters when there's storms.
Yes.
Perfect.
So you get up to platform C, and you see guards stationed all the way up because this is more like so let's say this is more the Federation side of things, right? So this is more like their kind of platform posts.
It's not for commercial traffic.
Correct. Yeah. So when you're walking in, you guys saw a couple like just observing guards. They didn't say anything because you saw traffic going in and out. That's not unusual. However, when you get to your platform C and the computer platform C, the doors open and it's just empty. The lights are off. It's just there's nothing. No one. No computers on. No anything.
Is it? Sorry, go ahead.
And as you're about to take a step off, you take that like half step, and the computer pops up again and just says, "Platform closed for maintenance. Caution, please."
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Step off the elevator. Is it like black, like we couldn't even see a ship?
No, it's got that weird kind of like Star Trek black, where it's black enough that you can see it on TV, but not so black that the characters can see everything that happens.
No.
Yeah.
Fair.
So we can't see, but they can. So Tim's description happens, but we just go la 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 la.
Yeah.
Are the doors closed?
The doors close again. Yeah.
No, like the bay doors.
Oh no, everything is open.
Right.
So I'm on just
A
like
nice
high
kind of like
alert.
cool mountain wind comes blowing in as the turbo lift doors open.
2300 would be like 11
turbo lift.
p.m., right?
Yeah.
You guys step off, and it's just that nice. It goes back down to a nice breeze where there's no more air for it to go.
Right. So we should probably turn. Well, no. If we turn.
You see a runabout at the very end.
Cool. Just. We don't need to turn the lights on. Let's just go to the runabout.
I take point.
Okay.
I'm on high alert. Like, this is really sketchy. Obviously, we're doing something sketchy anyway, but, like, Jessica would just be in full, like, protection mode, making sure everybody's taken care of.
Okay.
I'll take point and range up to the shuttle.
All right. Give me this would be. This is going to be daring and security this time.
Okay. Fuck me. Excuse my language. Survival. No, it's values, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, survival.
Okay.
Okay, better. So sorry, daring and security. So that is 2 successes.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
So the coast looks clear.
I'll gesture everybody forward.
I go to Suffolk and I go, Lieutenant, did you leave your tricorder?
I had to leave it to broadcast the life signs.
Yes.
There'll be more in the shuttle. Shh. Go.
I mean, we could have scanned for life signs, but let's go.
Yeah.
Just go.
Okay. So you guys get to the hangar. You get to the runabout, and you hit the couple command codes on the side, and a brief text just pops up. Don't forget, now even. And then the door unlocks and starts to kind of... And just as you take like that one step onto the ramp, you hear behind you... And we fade to commercial. We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
You gotta clap back at them.
Yeah.
And then you do the
Hey everyone, we're back, and better than ever. I don't know. I don't felt like saying that. It just felt like
if it felt right.
It felt right.
Guess who's back?
Thank you. Yes, speaking of, okay. So the team has managed to use some connections to grab access to a shuttle to get off the planet. They managed to get to Platform C, and they found that it was closed for maintenance at exactly the right time that it was meant to. And the runabout was there. It was ready to go. They opened the door, took a step, and heard applause coming from behind them in the dark, dark hangar.
Scene. Everyone turns around in shock.
So what we're going to do is we're going to come back in. Everybody roll. No, we're not even going to roll. I forgot. I don't actually need to roll initiative. It's weird.
Yeah.
I will blow my to...
Do you keep forgetting?
Yeah.
I steal it back.
And I blow another one.
Damn it.
I had 2 ready to go.
I just like how did you keep forgetting?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Remember that extra one you gave me earlier? It helped this time.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And I will take a shot. So a green beam will come shooting out of the darkness.
Vulcan phasers aren't green. Surfers.
And it will shoot at...
Oh, do I have a thing?
1, 2, 3, 4.
If I attack, then I can protect?
That would be me.
4.
I attack?
Captain's
and I
getting
protect.
shot. He
I
attacks.
don't.
That's a new value, right?
Yeah,
I attack and I protect.
I'm using a threat
I don't like
to
this.
give myself an automatic hit.
I don't like this.
Captain's dead.
Question.
Yes.
Could I burn this with one of my values to protect him?
Tell me more.
So I've got no stranger to violence and weight of the dead. So I don't know if this is how this game works, but if I could use this to like I have the value.
Are
right?
you thinking like full
words?
on? No, it's okay. Are you thinking like
Yeah.
full on force him out of the way, do a
Yeah.
wharf jump in front of the beam protecting?
Yes.
Hell yeah, you
Okay,
can.
all right.
Absolutely.
There we
Yeah, if you can perform an extra task immediately.
Yeah.
So
And that would-
I
that
just
would-
like fucking
Yeah.
clothesline him out of the way.
Okay.
God, my nose!
Not helping.
Okay. So that will hit. It's gonna be
Okay.
3. Oof. That's gonna be 4 successes.
Okay.
So I have to roll the damage. Oh god damn it. Really, that's it. So I get 1 for each, and then I get 1 for the successes as well, right? Is that how that works?
No.
Tell me what the
Damage.
successes do.
The successes just does nothing. for
Just make
combat.
sure you hit.
Right, but I can use them to add damage dice.
You use them as momentum.
Right, which I don't get. I don't get momentum. I get other stuff. So
Yeah. You get whatever it is for you.
so instead of a 3, it will be 4. They're all vicious 1.
All right. Let's get it.
No.
So
No sixes.
2, 4,
6 and a 5. It makes 8.
8 damage. So that is an injury because it's more than 5 damage.
Correct.
Which you determine the complication.
I might have a thing. I'm tough. Sorry, it's been a while since we've been in combat. Let me just.
I
find
figured
this.
that's why it would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Remind you that it's not all fun and games.
It's been a while
when are we
since I've
playing
been
a fun
tough,
game?
So
It's not all fun and games. Sometimes I try and kill you.
I mean, our last ship was nearly eaten by Borg.
Yeah, I know. I've never really made it easy for you guys.
whenever you avoid an injury, the cost is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1.
Right, because you can spend a determination, I think,
Momentum.
or
Fresh
momentum
To
avoid an injury.
Okay. Well, I'm.
But we have no momentum.
Cool. All right.
What does it say on the chart?
I'm just looking at this one about how we can buy determination back.
Oh, wait. You wanted to... So, I should have done this first. You wanted to stealth into here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, don't forget that you can request rolls in order to generate momentum pools.
Oh, okay. All right, sure.
Right? So, when you were stealthing in, you
Yeah.
could have said, okay, we're entering a scene. This is obviously... I don't trust this. I don't trust the DM.
Yeah.
The GM. I don't trust the GM at all right now.
Yeah.
I want to roll just in case. This is why momentum pools drop by 1 if you don't use them in the scene.
Okay.
So say you generate momentum, you have a pool sitting there, and you don't end up using them. It's like, so what? I didn't end up using it.
It's there.
It's
Didn't
there.
you end up getting a personal momentum as well?
No.
I thought Tim gave you a personal one. Oh no,
You
we
a
spent
personal
it.
one.
Oh,
Spent it. Yeah.
you spent it on her task.
That's
So
right.
we technically we have one in the pool because we got the one you got.
No, this is personal. Tim gave
Yeah.
it specifically to me for RPing.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to do like Benny style. Use momentum for Bennies, because then I figure makes sense. I don't know if I can do that or if I can just kind of like reward you at the end, but we'll see. If it breaks it, I'll stop doing it.
Okay.
So, Leah, let's say like, why don't you give me a stealth? So like a.
Don't forget, you can also give them threat instead of momentum to do stuff.
That's true. You can give me a threat.
And then you can gain determination back by challenging a value.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can take a threat. If you want a free momentum, I get a threat back. Is what happens.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So.
Let's do it like that, because then
Okay.
you're gonna make a roll now,
Yeah.
right? Which will potentially generate momentum.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
So
this
I'll
roll
do the
for?
roll.
Are you
Is that
rolling
what I'm
to-
doing?
Are you rolling
Oh
to
no,
attack?
you're using it to avoid an
Injury.
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm giving you threat, right?
That's
Is
right.
that
So
what's
I
going on?
added a threat
Okay.
to my pool.
Okay. And I'm using the value of no stranger to violence.
Great. You knew better.
Yeah. I've been shot so many times.
I would have even accepted you to saying like literally just I'm his chief of security. There's no
Yes.
way I'd let my captain take
She
it.
bloodied my nose.
As she's lying on the ground.
Ow, that hurt.
You can see my insides. Okay.
Why are they glowing red?
So I'm sorry. Do I still roll?
No rolls needed. So
Okay.
you're gonna take those 8 damage. You avoid the injury.
Okay. I have 20 stress, so I should be fine.
So down to 12 now, or now
Yeah.
at 12 and 20.
Down to 12.
Okay. And next is one of you.
8.
So it only takes 1 momentum for her to avoid an injury.
Right.
Good.
So she gave me a threat to avoid the momentum.
Fair enough.
At least.
You can only avoid an injury once
None.
per scene, though.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure. So now it's one of us.
Would I recognize that as like a disruptor?
Oh yeah.
Disruptor!
As she dives,
Yeah.
disruptor, crack. Oh, I know.
And you hear from the darkness a voice that sounds familiar. I told you I would see you again, Commander. Centurion Claudius.
Claudius. Indeed.
I'm fine.
Well, there could be weapons on the shuttle. We should probably get some. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay,
Run
so
into
it's
the
that cool
shuttle.
Star Trek, like a couple phaser fire, hits the wall,
Yeah.
leaves the mark. Snap open a thing, grab your
Yep. And
Maybe grab a few.
yeah, I'll grab like 2 or 3 and then toss them.
Okay, so
I figured just because we're under fire,
getting there to grab them would probably be your action at this point.
yeah,
Yeah. Would be your miners, I suppose. Right? Like
yeah, and then just sort of like I wing one out to.
I would think grabbing them
on.
and then throwing them to the rest of us would be his action.
That would be my full action. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Think though, because I'm under fire and distress, throwing them to Sofek and Gurkhan would probably be some form of roll.
Okay.
Be like here, not just because I'm not blindly throwing them into the nothing, hoping that it hits pay dirt.
So do we see how many there are?
No. Yes, you see 3 beams coming out of the darkness.
How far, and they're pretty far away?
No, they're all within like they're all within short range.
So
Anywho,
it'd be one of them going right now, right?
Well, no, I thought I needed to throw these to them.
Yep, give me a throw. So this is going to be a control and security.
2 successes.
Okay.
Yep.
That should have been fitness and security, but that's okay.
That's still 2 successes.
All right, good. So let's leave it at that. It's fitness and security. All right, so you toss it out, and you both kind of have...
It could be our minor action, just catch them.
Yeah, let's say it's a minor action to grab.
So we won't be able to aim when we go.
Just at the end, though, I'd like to use once per scene. That's now.
Okay.
I'm going to use follow my lead. When you succeed at a task during a combat or another perilous situation, you may spend 1 determination. If you do so, choose a single ally. The next task the ally attempts counts as having assistance from using your presence and command.
Very cool.
That's for you.
Does it give me a threat, or it just
Nope.
spends?
Just spends my determination. And yeah, I don't think I need, because that's a talent, I don't need to associate it with a value.
Okay, so I'm going to be a jerk. I'm going to spend that extra threat I got earlier and add a dice to my roll, and I will attack. Where did my D4 go? I just had it here, so I wouldn't have to keep looking for it. Okay, never mind. Oh, there it is. I can't see. Yeah, I need a color that's not red because I can't
There's
see red on
orange.
my red.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, oh, Sofek, and they completely miss. Like, nothing hit.
Vulcans are
glad
one
I-
with the darkness.
Vulcans are one with the darkness.
He stood perfectly still, and that was their foil.
Yes,
Yeah.
they. Yeah. Where'd he go?
Most phaser firing patterns rely on a moving target.
Yeah. Romulans are like the ancient Earth T-Rex. If you do not move, they cannot see you. Okay. So yeah, I missed. My turn's done.
One of y'all.
I think my control and security is 1 higher than yours. So you go using Sam's bonus.
All right.
Really, I'm using it so we can actually get momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Good call.
So right now we have 0.
Okay. So what are you
Phasers
doing?
probably on set. We don't store kill phasers
No,
in
no, no, no.
ships,
Yeah,
so
we-
they're all stunned.
I'm better at
Woof,
melee.
vaporize it, dude. Oh, right.
Oh! Whoa!
That's 4
Bam!
successes.
I crit
Holy
that.
crap.
That's
My
5
not
successes.
That's
moving.
5.
Aiming.
that's 5.
Oh, it is.
Okay, so what's the value you're using for that 1?
It's the 1.
Oh, so
One.
the
One's
two,
obviously-
the 2.
The 2 is nothing better than practical experience.
Wow. And does that 5 count as a 7?
Or hand phasers.
No, because I got
have a
nothing.
focus.
I don't have a focus, and plus my
Security.
security's 2,
Oh,
so
okay.
it wouldn't be viable anyways. But 4.
Gee,
5.
No, 5.
1, 2,
yeah, right,
3,
5.
4, 5.
Okay, well, it's 2 to hit, so you hit, and there's your 3.
Momentum.
Nice.
Dude,
That's amazing.
Captain helps.
Yeah.
How do I use phaser?
So phaser
There,
is
look at this handy
4
card.
dice.
We have cards that tell us how to do things in this game.
The GM kit was
Bundle.
like super
Alright,
handy.
that's momentum.
Plus, really pretty. Really, I really like this. So pretty.
Are these type 1 phasers or type 2 in the shuttle?
There'd be type
Type-
2.
type two.
Type 2.
So it is 3 plus your
Sorry,
security.
you're
You're
right.
fine.
3 plus security, so 5.
No, type 3 is the rifle. Type 1 is the little hand, like
The tiny
one,
one,
the
like-
tiny one.
Pocket phaser.
Like a
Type two
card
is
button
the-
thing.
Type 2 is the brick thing that they use in next gen.
Usually,
Or the actual like pistol they would use in TOS.
Yeah.
The ones that were also TV remotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They totally were.
Yeah.
I had one of those. Drove my family crazy because I
Yeah.
would like stop changing the channel.
What you looking for?
I'm just checking the momentum, see what I can do. No, alright, that's good.
Well, okay.
That's a lot of 3s.
Oh. That's a lot of 3s and 4s. Did you completely do no damage?
What does...
Spend 1 momentum to reroll everything.
Yep. Okay, that just has charge.
The security officers know that one.
Yeah.
Hit.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there's a
bit
2.
better.
That's still nothing.
Where's the phaser one? Page
can't do anything.
199. There we go. A Type 2 phaser does have charge and hidden, and charge gives you a bunch. What is adaptable? Oh, you have to prepare it as a minor action, so
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
You can't use it this turn.
No.
No.
Okay, so total
That's
damage is
3.
okay. So you hear a dude. Ah!
Put those 2 in the pool.
You see kind of like a glow. It's one of those like creepy kind of like orange from the face up.
Yeah.
And it looks like it hits him, but some of it dissipates. I always thought that Romulan armor was more than just a look.
It's reflective because it's reflective against laser beams.
Yeah, so we'll say that some of it's like a soak type thing, right? So
Yeah.
it still hits. It still does
Oh, yeah.
damage, but... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got...
Your last guy?
Last guy. I got one more. And I will do the same thing. I will burn a threat. Take 3...
Who are you firing at?
10,
Oh, right.
17, and
God,
19.
I'm gonna miss anyways.
Uh,
You.
Just like getting up off of the ground and get hit again.
Yeah, no, I miss.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
I
you're
only
still
got
on
I
the
only got
ground.
one success, so that's not enough.
Yeah, my.
all right, so it's my go. How close am I to Yasikov?
Fairly close. All 4 of you are within
So
like
a couple of feet.
of each
So
other.
I'm going to drop my phaser at my feet
Okay.
within reach of her and charge the nearest Romulan.
Of course you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make it a difficulty of 3,
Okay.
solely because, like I said, everything's pretty dark, and you
Good.
only know where one of them is because of the glow that he just took the hit from.
Such
Yeah,
a
so that's what
Klingon
I'm doing
move.
after
It is.
four.
I love
You
it.
take this. Rah!
I'm going to burn my momentum
Yes.
to add a die.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Don't you have a boot knife?
I always have a boot knife. So
Or,
maybe-
boot to face.
But I'm
Yasikov, use the boot knife.
always on me.
I just had this vision of him drop kicking somebody, and then right after the guy goes down, the boot knife pokes out.
or even better, he kicks and
I'm
he
just
grabs
wondering-
the knife
Should I
as
roll
he's
for 2 more
kicking.
dice 'cause
Yeah.
it's difficulty 3.
Yep. Sure.
But it's daring and security, which is DC 15 or less for me.
I
Yeah.
don't think you need it. I have confidence in you.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Get out of here, drink.
No, you
I
can
loved
find
you while you were
anything.
full, but now you're empty.
That music upstairs is like really loud tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got a good beat, though.
I really want to land this hit with my knife.
You can do it. Plus, you can use...
Yeah, I'm going to use these to add a 4th dice.
Okay.
You just need 1.
I spent 1 already.
He fed one.
I spent
already.
1, so 3 for 4 dice. Which is totally fine.
Oh my god, good thing you
Because
would.
that's a
Jeez.
success and that's a critical success. Because I have hand-to-hand combat as a focus.
Okay.
So I get a
It's
critical
it's a
failure.
1, so it's a,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do get a critical failure and I have no more momentum, and that 19 is a miss.
Okay.
So 3 successes.
Okay. So 3 successes. You slam into him with your knife.
I'm assuming I take an injury.
You
Because I
don't
just
take
get a
an-
face planted on the concrete.
No, you don't take an injury from a critical failure, but you do increase your challenge rating. So it's going to be now add 1 difficulty to attack.
I'm assuming I took a smack to the face and I'm hungover still.
Well, the hangover is gone, remember? But you
But it came right back with that
He was-
head-to-head contact.
I was gonna do it more like this guy was like he was ready for it, and you kind of attack, and he does the whole like just like a Klingon. I was ready for it, and he kind of like does one of those cool like I don't know. I always
Like
saw
martial
Romulans
art
having some
thing?
really cool martial art block, but
Yeah.
still hangs onto his gun,
Yeah.
and then just points it right at your head.
But I still land on. I still get my damage from.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
So that's 1 plus my security, which is 3, and plus 1 is 4.
Okay.
And this is vicious.
All right.
Nice. I'm using a shank, which is
1. We're
1,
going for
2
1.
damage.
2 damage.
I don't have
Can I
any
get the combat card?
momentum to change any of that
Okay.
because I spent it all
Yep.
to make sure I hit.
Okay, so you do hit him. It is good damage. Just trying to find opportunity. Because I think you opened up an opportunity to me to attack back.
You had to roll because it's hand to hand.
Oh, right. I have to roll.
Yeah, I got
I
3.
just have to beat 3 successes, right?
Beat 3 successes, and I get momentum as the rest.
I will not beat 3 successes.
So whatever I beat you by is momentum.
Okay.
So I can reroll 3 of those dice that failed.
You will get... Oops. Jeez. Sorry, you'll get 2 momentum.
Which I'll bank 1, spend 1 to reroll the 3 dice.
Okay.
So you've already got 2 damage. 4 damage.
Okay. Okay. So he's full.
Just realized I'm about to commit murder on another person's home planet. I just realized that.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't.
Whoa!
I mean,
I
they're
can
just
always,
Romulans.
I can always stab him lightly.
So that's everybody,
Non-critical
right?
stabbing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yazikov needs a turn.
Yeah,
I-
because she ducked.
I don't know if that was like before initiative or.
Yeah,
like-
because it was just you took an immediate task, which
But-
you spent your dice to or your thing to get.
I
Okay.
think you still have a turn.
Yeah.
Great.
Normally you do it at the end of your turn to act again.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because
you
what
just
you
bought
did
one.
only happens once per scene, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just like scrabble up, look around and see the phaser that Gurkhan has left me, and I reach for it, swing around, and shoot
yeah.
at the nearest
You hear a fist fight go on too.
non-occupied Romulan.
So you're having a hard time seeing them. So
Okay.
Don't roll 20.
There's
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
it's a difficulty 3.
Well, I only have 2 dice. Okay. 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 All right. Oh.
So you got that 1 momentum in the
Oh.
pool.
Okay.
Wait for it. Or no, you can add a die.
Yeah,
for
the
it,
dice.
right?
Yeah,
You can't,
if you want.
momentum is
Okay.
you can't use momentum after the roll except for damage.
Yeah.
Boop.
There's
Oh.
20,
And a
but that's
crit,
also a 1.
so you do hit.
And the 12.
3 successes.
That's a hit.
And
All
a-
right.
Okay,
And
so the
then-
damage done to you was good enough that you're having a hard time. So your difficulty level is increased,
Okay.
along with your challenge rating. So you guys both now will fail on a 19-20.
Okay.
We're loving the 20s today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
It was a party.
And-
It was a drinking.
And yeah, so you're both at complication range 2, and
Okay.
the difficulty has gone up for you because of that. Okay.
Okay. Now is it type 2 phaser?
It's
It was a
3
type 2 phaser.
plus your security.
3
That's what it was.
plus
Mhm.
my entire security?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
That's
plus
why you
5.
freight. That's why you freight train people.
Holy
Whoops.
crap! 8.
Yeah.
Yep.
She aims at the eyeballs and the groins a lot. There you go.
That's
1,
pretty
2,
good.
3, 4, 5, 6 points of damage.
And they don't have like vicious or anything, right?
As a minor action,
No.
we're supposed to charge it, which actually does give you vicious 1, piercing 2, or intense.
Do you mind if I say I charged it?
Sure, because you're
Okay.
the only one who didn't have anything she had to do as a minor action.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You had to catch, you had to crawl,
I had to run.
you had to run,
I was
and
giving
throw.
weapons
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
2, 4,
So-
6, 8, 9.
9? Okay, we're going to say that B vaporizes. No,
Oh.
you got it set to stun,
Stun,
right?
yeah.
No, you know what? It vaporizes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jessica's not happy.
The one that
Really?
was set to skill. No.
No, come on.
No,
Starfleet doesn't
I'm
store
sorry,
kill
yeah, they
phasers.
would've
Kill
still-
phasers, yeah.
They
Starfleet only stores kill phasers on my ship.
well, I was gonna say Gurkhan did have the weapon before he dropped it. Like,
He just
I
takes
dro-
the second to switch it
Roll
to
a,
kill.
roll a
like-
d4. I did drop it. It might have changed its setting.
well, I was.
I
figured he
would
would've-
know.
Starfleet
Actually, no,
phasers are more
because he
than
had charged.
that.
Yeah.
The
She
only-
had charged, so she would have changed it.
So the only reason I would have said it was because they're Romulans and it's Gurkhan. That's the only reason I was considering.
There. But she did charge it, which means she obviously
she would have to pay
handled it.
attention and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he drops to the ground, stunned.
Fantastic.
Very stunned. Okay, next round. I will retain initiative.
I can't do it.
She'll only do it
It's
once.
only at the beginning.
I'm
And we have 0
I'm burning
momentum.
through my threats today. I haven't done this in a long time.
Well,
so-
That's fair.
and I'm gonna burn off another one to give myself a 3rd dice.
You shooting or punching Gurkhan?
I forgot about Gurkhan. He's punching you.
Let's fight back. You got,
It's a 17,
Two
a
successes?
9, and a
Two
6.
successes.
and my counter roll is
8 and a 4.
Damn it.
Oh, this close for it to being a critical.
So it was 2 successes still?
2 successes, so it's nothing
So
happens.
nothing happens. It's a bounce back.
I'm actually humming the song because I remember watching the holovids of the Kirk and Spock fight.
And that's why I put the motion in Tim's head, because I knew Gurkhan would fight him off. He's just a Romulan.
Alright.
Robbie goes to punch him. He's just quit it.
Stop it. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Okay, next is one of you. Gurkhan.
I'm happy with just waiting for momentum so I can cut the dude's head off.
Okay.
I shoot.
Don't.
You shoot again?
Yeah.
You do it.
Um,
I can just...
So we'll say when you
Go
downed the middle Romulan, you could see Gurkhan fighting with the first one, and you could see Claudius with that evil, fucking, smug Romulan
Shitty
confident
grin.
smile
Yeah.
on his self.
Shoot Claudius.
Yes, sir. And I try to shoot Claudius.
Aim and shoot.
I aim and shoot.
Because the weapon's already charged, right?
I aim and shoot. So that means I have a complication, but I can see the guy, so now it should be...
Well, your aim doesn't add anything.
You may re-roll a single d20 made on an attack before the start of your next turn. That's what aim does.
Cool. Am I still at difficulty 4, or can I see the guy and now at difficulty 3?
It stays at difficulty 3, essentially.
Give me something good.
14.
No, it's only 2.
2?
Yeah.
Okay, so that you missed still.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Claudius is gonna go.
So we generate.
Okay, so he's focused on you two at the moment. Your odds, your evens, and I will use a D8 to give me better odds of getting different rolls. Okay. Oh.
7, 5, and 6.
Evens. So that's going to be 3 successes.
Ugh. I have no momentum.
No, it's not.
Oh.
It's 2.
2 successes?
2 successes. So I still hit you, phaser fire, but I have my dice back, please.
Hit Captain.
And
But not a lot of bonus dice because you're burning through your threat.
yeah, I don't get any bonus dice. I'm just rolling.
Okay.
We don't have any momentum.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. It's 3 ones,
It's
a
vicious.
5, and a 6.
I got nothing. I take an injury.
Means you're out for the round. For
Yep.
this combat.
I pass out in the shuttle.
Damn it.
As you're going down, he says, "I told you, Captain."
You hear, I always hated you, Claudius.
I'm gonna shoot Claudius.
But as you do that, like as you take a fire, just for like that cinematic, like
I actually do the leg thing though.
I
I turn, I'm like, whack. Huh.
And you're like, "I hate you, Claudius," and he's like, "The feeling's mutual," and then you shoot.
Well, it's the stunned look at the captain first, and then you shoot.
Yeah. Don't forget though, Romulan disruptors are vicious. They're not set to stun.
Mm-hmm.
They will kill if you go to 0 health. That's why I'm shaking.
Or if you take a second injury.
I don't think if I can use any values for a shot. I don't think so though.
We're on vacation.
Ooh,
No, I was on vacation.
I'm going to use the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. I'm going to make myself a target. I'm going to stand right in the open and yell at Claudius and aim and shoot at him to draw fire.
Oh yeah, okay. That's an automatic crit.
Automatic crit.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
Another crit.
Oh!
That's a lot of momentum.
Oh my god.
so 5 total.
6.
No, I don't have any focuses that would match shooting. I'm not a shooting guy. So the 2's
So he
not.
gets 1, 2, 3.
Well, I mean,
4,
composure
5.
could count. You're standing in the open, making
Composure.
yourself a
All
threat.
right, yeah.
Absolutely.
6.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
So you gain 4 momentum.
No, it's difficulty 3, right?
Oh yeah.
Still?
No, not for him.
Not for his.
It's not
Because
complicated.
you guys are all, it's second round, so you've adjusted to the light.
So
That's
3
why I
plus
decided-
security
Not for
is
me,
5
I'm
dice.
unconscious.
Yeah, unconscious.
I would save
Dude.
those to reroll failures.
That was so good. I love it when our
Oh, yeah.
dice do what
And-
the game needs you to do, just
Yeah.
for it to be very Star
I
Trek.
should have said it earlier, but I'm charging. For
Yeah, I
vicious.
figured you were. Yeah.
You shot my captain. This is instigating some sort of weird feeling.
This is a little bit of his anger coming out.
Yeah.
From
Because he
the
never.
from the
2, 4, 6, 7 damage.
Because suck a butt.
8, 9.
9 damage.
Holy shnikes.
And I'll use those
Yep.
3 dice to shank the other guy.
Okay,
Nice.
I have to blow a threat to avoid an injury.
Okay.
He's like, oh, I hate Vulcans.
So it's my round and I'm still
if I was conscious, I'd
stabbing
have
with the
a
guy?
quit, but
What's that?
Still stabbing the guy?
I.
Because you've gone with both of your guys now.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to use my 1 die to add a 3rd dice to my
Why
pool.
not retain initiative?
And my check for this is 15 or lower versus your 2 dice.
so
Okay.
you could shoot me.
It's true. It's true.
2, 3. This one, I might re-roll that one with a momentum. 'cause that's a-
Determination.
Determination too.
Yeah.
You want to borrow mine?
Can't.
No, that's fine. I'll take the thing for 3 successes.
That's another complication.
Okay. So your complication
re-roll
at
stuff.
3 now.
So it's 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
You gotta roll your dice to see
D20s are only with
the response.
Okay.
So this guy's security is 4.
But what's his daring? That's
I'll let you know. The only way I'm going to succeed is if I crit. That's why I was telling you
Okay.
what it was.
so close.
It's like
Come on.
rolled over.
Oh, man.
And Tim regrets not buying bigger dice box.
So close. It was so close. You betrayed me. No, not really.
For
It was such a good roll in general, though.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save that for whoever needs it. To
You can
reroll.
also add damage afterwards.
Oh yeah, fair.
Reroll your
Shut
damage.
up.
You're welcome.
I've already caused.
Why couldn't
4
we have
wounds
had
to the
that
guy.
earlier?
I caused 4 wounds to the guy already with a vicious
Oh, why
attack.
did I use one? Damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go ahead and re-roll all of those.
Yep.
I should have used a threat to give myself an automatic crit.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't.
Yep.
Well, at that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage. That's an injury. Knife.
He gops.
Stick him till he's
drops.
done.
He gops.
gops.
He
He
means.
gops. He gops.
He means.
He drops.
I'm gonna say that this one was a gut stab, so it's not fatal.
Okay.
It's just a slow death.
Well, unless he gets phasered.
Starfleet will find them in the hangar eventually.
I mean, there's gonna be reports of phaser fire going off
Oh,
in here.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Easily.
true.
Yeah. Okay.
New round?
New round.
No. She hasn't gone yet.
She started.
She started the round.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hadn't gone.
Okay, new round. Claudius is going to
Flee because he's a coward.
retain initiative and run. Yeah.
Knew
So
it.
he's going to use his minor and his action to get out. And you see the turbo lift doors close. Just as you and there's like this big black mark where because you were like shooting at a high intensity, right? Like you're like, yeah. So there's like a big black mark.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That means I'm not going to get shot.
And he just kind of like as he steps in as the doors close, he's like, "This isn't over. Tell your commander, have a nice nap."
Yeah, just the rigor mortis of one finger sticks up.
I tap the guy awake and I go. I have a knife stuck in his stomach and I go. Your captain left you. Looks like you're part of our crew now. And I drag him towards the shuttle.
I run over.
And I go, Lieutenant Sofek, I hope you've been training in your medicine. We might need this one alive.
I will see to him after the
I want to
captain.
run over to the captain and make sure he's stabilized.
Okay, so I want medicine checks then from both of you, please.
I don't really need one.
Luckily, I
reason
do.
and
It
medicine.
is going to be a
So thick.
For you, it is a what would this be? It would be control and medicine.
Okay.
Right? Control and medicine for like no.
First aid would be daring and medicine. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
you're doing like combat triage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You got-
daring and medicine for you, and for you, it's control and medicine because you got like kind of like more like You're not doing triage. You're just doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because reason is more figuring out what's wrong. You
That's
know
right.
what's wrong. He got shot with a disruptor.
Yeah, he was stunned.
That was an 8 too.
Oh, bad dice.
I have 1 success.
Okay, so the captain is out, but not bleeding out.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab the runabout has medical kit.
Yeah.
So I'll grab that because I have a focus in emergency medicine.
He seems stabilized, but please.
But then he leaves me to go to the Romulan that's
nah,
been
not-
stabbed.
2 successes.
Okay, so as you're like scanning over the Romulan with like one of the right, the Romulan just starts like coughing and choking and spitting up
Oh
Foam?
shit!
and
Get into his mouth.
and Gurkhan, after you said looks like your captain ran away, he goes, "So am I," and then he dies.
I'm fine with that. You're not going to survive the ship anyways. But I mean, I got a new disruptor.
Yeah.
No.
Technically, we have 2.
I pick it up. And, yeah, I got to both disruptors. I'm like, this one was in a pile of ashes for some reason.
Does one
Can
of
I
you want
have
to make?
one, please?
Does one of you want to make a pilot roll to get your asses out of here because you're on a time limit, right?
Yes,
Right.
I would like to make that
I know
roll.
you would.
Okay, so this is most likely going to be control and con.
It's control and con.
I have a 16.
Control and con? Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just like pick up the captain, bring him inside, lay him down.
You set him on. Oh, I thought you were gonna put him into the pilot
Let's
seat.
see.
I
Pilot.
just had the image.
That's
like,
weekend at
he
Bernie's
would've-
shit.
He would have wanted it like this. Not dead.
Look, Captain, you're
Oh,
flying now.
always call shotgun.
Yeah. No, I'll put him.
It's called calling driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it. I assume there's like a cot or something, like a bench or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a back carrier.
Yeah,
Okay.
just back carries. Yeah.
And then I'll go take off.
Yeah.
Hustling. So.
You don't know how to fly with shit.
Well, it's two
Okay.
successes.
I still have the dampeners on. Thank you.
It's
She's
two
also
Two
conscious.
successes and a difficulty, right?
Yes.
Because your complication range is 18 now, right?
But she has a focus in flying?
19. Shipboard tactical systems.
What else do you got?
Survival.
No. What else?
Get out of here now. Nothing really. Romulan tactics, hand-to-hand combat, shipboard tactical systems, survival, alien weapons, phasers, interrogation.
And we're all under determination, yeah?
Yeah, I don't have any.
We've
You know
all
what,
been
for the sake of it, let's say that you just don't generate a momentum, but you still take off.
Okay.
Because that's the whole point of this. Okay.
Give him a little like side flying thing.
There's a
Like,
scream.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Great
He
on
never
the
lets
layout.
me fly. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm a little rusty.
All right, so you guys just rocket out and
Yeah.
you jump to warp like as soon as you leave the planet's atmosphere.
Yeah.
You get all the like kind of like unidentified vessel. Please come in. Unidentified vessel. Security's been notified. Blah, blah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Unidentified. No.
Yeah.
After the big long scrape, I'm like, port nacelles damaged. I don't know
Okay.
how.
En route to warp, you're able to heal him enough so that he can wake up. Your damage is still done, and you have 2 complications. Okay. Anything else you want to do, or
Since I know that we're going to be heading into potentially hostile space,
yeah?
I'm going to look at any ways I can lower the emissions of the vessel itself to make it harder to read on sensors.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if I can find a way to make that the emissions from our warp signature, have it.
Yeah, just running cold type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the ship's going to be cold inside because we're going to have our life support lower and everything.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any. I'm going to literally cut the wires for all the exterior running lights that are meant to be on
yeah.
the ship.
Yeah. No blinking bullshit on this ship. Yeah.
No, we're going to quiet this thing down.
computer, Rock Gino.
And then right after he gets back to Gina, I cut the wires
Yeah.
for the replicator, and I go, we gotta reduce our power output, Captain.
As we're taking off, I'm gonna go and do a coded communique to Volek.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna send a quick encoded message to him. 2 non-Starfleet personnel, base C. Did we actually drag a corpse onto the ship?
He was alive when I was dragging him.
I would hope we just throw him off
You
the
would,
ship.
yeah, you would probably.
Can we vent him, please?
Yeah, you probably would have rolled him out back on the. Yeah.
After
You're
we took
usually
his
the one who
weapon.
gets shot.
Okay.
I tried. You know, I can only take one.
So
Why does
Gurkhan,
my
let's
face hurt.
Gurkhan, let's get a
It's normal. You'll get used to it.
roll from you, please. We're gonna say that your offhand is kind of useless because they hit right in the arm. Like, so you've got like one of those cauterized phaser wounds right through the.
Yeah, it's the typical. They're not dead. They got a shoulder hit.
Right. Yeah, but it's damage. That's where your complications are coming in. So your good hand still works. You can still shoot. You can still fly, but it's gonna be difficult.
My fingers are tingling.
Yeah. You don't move them.
Such a
That's the problem.
baby.
Yeah. Okay. Such a baby. It's just a flesh wound. Okay. Gurkhan,
What's
let's
it-
get that.
what do you want me to roll?
I want you to roll me a.
Like daring and engineering?
Yeah, because you're doing it on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going and difficulty.
It's gonna be 3.
Okay, I'm going to use jury rig
Okay.
to reduce the difficulty by 2,
Okay.
but make it last only for the scene, and then something bad happens afterwards. Your discretion.
Okay. Okay.
Because I'm just snapping it together.
So for the sake of this, we'll make the scene not just the flight, but the flight and the next part that you're about to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then something rough's going to happen to our ship that
Yep.
we have to deal with. Because I'm just cutting wire as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Don't know where they're hitting, so difficulty goes on to 1.
Okay.
You
Oh,
nailed
that
it.
was a 1 right there too.
So
You
it's-
almost had double 1s.
12 plus 5, that's 3 successes.
God, you guys are just reaping in the 1s today.
And the 20s. And the 20s. I
Yeah,
rolled
look at the
20s.
balancing
it's
in the
like
house.
this whole-
So I got 3 successes from there, which is 2 momentum.
Okay.
I'm going to use the momentum to increase the quality of it.
Okay.
And then once it's here... Or actually, no, I'm going to keep 2 and then leave 1 for later. I'm not improving nothing. That way, at the end of the scene, the 1 goes away and then I'll have 1 left.
No, because remember the scene? I'm extending it.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
okay.
include
So
wherever
2.
we get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the 2 there. 'Cause-
Otherwise, there's no point in you doing this now, right?
Okay.
Like,
Well,
so I'm
fair.
basically I'm rewarding the fact that you're prepping a little.
We're in a
bit.
ship scene now.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
space
We're in a
Exactly.
scene that we talk about after the commercials.
No. It's, yeah. Well, so you cut to the commercials, and then when we come back, you guys are in the ship. You're doing your things, and then we're gonna do one of those really kind of like you kind of come in through the front of the runabout. You see you kind of going around. You see you flying. You see you sort of nursing your head and trying to fix your hand. You see you messaging, and then the camera pans and looks back out the window just as you come out of warp. And as you do, you see her ship sitting kind of like off in the distance, and you guys come just above a moon. So you got that nice kind of like cover.
Okay.
Cool.
There's a binary planet system with rings. One goes this way, one goes this way.
Oh, fun. All right, Captain. What's our game plan here?
We got 10 minutes.
Take your time.
We gotta wait and see who else shows up. There's no point in trying to board a ship since we have no one to board it with and we can't fight them. That's your girlfriend. I don't want to fight her. So we gotta wait to see who shows up and see if they do it. Does anybody have any Advil?
Sure, the replicator would be able to provide you with
I just
Advil.
lean over.
Oh, why didn't you do that? Anyways, we'll wait now. Yeah, so we gotta wait to see who shows up, so we can at least interrupt the exchange, possibly hijack the transport, but at very least know who's here.
And as you say that, a Romulan shuttle, a larger one, kind of the same size as the runabout, big cargo bit, decloaks.
Better than a warbird.
Captain, I have an idea.
Well, don't wait.
I could modify the warp core sensor pattern of this roundabout's warp core to show as a larger vessel. We could masquerade as a full Starfleet vessel.
I like it. Make it so. I've never said that.
So yeah, I'm going to, using my knowledge of sensors,
Yeah.
I'm going to alter the warp core signature of a warp core to make it appear like we are a Excalibur class.
Okay.
I'm going to support using my knowledge of warp drive technology.
Okay. So you guys start rolling. I'm going to say difficulty 3 because it is kind of a challenging thing. It's not hard, but, getting there.
Well, I got to make these tiny nacelles pump out a lot of energy.
Exactly. So all that energy you kind of like put into reserve, I'm giving it to you now.
It's also, I mean, it's like taking a Honda Civic and revving it till make it sound
I
like
was
a
going to
Mustang.
say,
It doesn't
so
work.
here's the thing, is this is what's going to cause your jury-rig failures. So it will only last enough to get close and make an impact. It's not going to last the entire scene. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does this count as programming a computer system?
No, this would count as sensors, and it would be control and sensors, or control and control and
Con sensors.
Science, security, engineering.
do any one of those. I'm gonna say control and con. I think control and con would be the. No, you know what? Control and engineering.
Yeah. I was going to say con's more just flying.
Control and engineering, because you're forcing the sensors to do something they're not really designed to do, right? You're reprojecting into another thing. Yeah. What are you two doing in the meantime? Like,
I'm holding steady.
Okay.
Like I'm flying the thing. So.
And what do you want to do? Like you said, hijack the transporter. How are you going to do that?
I didn't know. I was throwing out ideas.
Well, theoretically, Captain, we could transport at the exact same time the transport is happening from the Orion vessel, masking ourselves as one of the items being transported.
As long as you're in the middle of this, like between the ships, you could do it.
Okay. I'll see if I can set that up.
Well,
while you're doing, no, that'd be something you would do.
I would do it. I'm just offering suggestions.
Are we scaring the vehicle, or are we going to try to sneak on? We're trying two tactics here.
Well, so hold on. So the suggestions made so far is able to mask the ship into looking like it's bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Interrupting the transporter beam and stealing the cargo onto your ship rather than letting it go into the other ship.
Okay.
Or what you're suggesting, boarding the other vessel.
Right.
So there's multiple. So I'm going to give you guys like literally 30 seconds to try and decide which ones you want to do.
We're not boarding the other vessels, and if we appear as an Excalibur class ship, that could just make them run away. We need evidence, so interrupt the energy beam.
You could probably do both, or at the least, I really like your idea, so I'll reward your kind of like collaboration to make the ship get like right in there before it's
I go theoretically, Captain, what we could do is interrupt, steal, get back, and make us appear like a larger vessel to make them take off. Then follow the shuttle from the Romulan space and see where it went.
We're not going to follow the Romulan shuttle. We're going to take this route balance of Vulcan, but I like your idea, so we're going with that.
Okay, so you need to pilot us in between those vessels without being seen.
Yes, go. Switch.
Yes.
Did you actually just say that with a Russian accent too? Yes, bitch.
Bitch.
I speak English.
Just move.
I don't believe the word switch is not Russian.
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Unless we're speaking of the console.
Get the warp core thingy ready, because I need to fly this ship in between the energy beams so that I guess you'll be the only one available to use the transporter to...
All right. Yes, sir.
Plan?
Plan.
So, can I see a character sheet for a sec? Sorry, this is like you're tossing a whole bunch of shit here.
Words.
Thank you.
We have two momentum.
So, yours is going to be control and engineering still.
Alright.
Daring and engineering, sorry. Daring and engineering.
And then I'm supporting that one.
You're supporting that one, or do you want to support the interrupt the beam?
If we could get the ship computer to support me too.
Fair. I don't know what the stats for that are, but they're probably pretty low.
That's fine.
I could support with the beam, but I do have a focus in warp drive technology.
So you got to make up your mind, because right now, probably the key thing for you guys is getting that stuff back.
Yeah.
More than it is scaring.
But
them
I'm
off,
assuming
right?
that this is control and con.
Yeah.
Which I suck at.
I would say
no. It's an engineering thing, or it's a transporter beam thing. So it would fall under. This one would fall under security. I would even let her use shipboard or starship security,
Shipboard tactical system.
Yeah.
Theoretically, could I use shipboard engineering systems then?
Because the transporter beam in Generation always went through Wharf Station.
Okay. So yeah, so then I'll hop over with you because I believe he is sufficient at what he's doing.
Yeah.
The only variable now is can our captain fly?
Control and engineering. And yours is going to
long as he
be
doesn't turn off
your
the sensors.
Con and
yeah.
con and
Don't
control.
forget you've got complications. So now here's the catch. You're the only one without complications at the moment. You've got complication 3, 3, and 2.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 18, 19, 20 for me.
19, 20 for
19,
you.
20 for me?
19,
Okay.
20 for you two.
Cool.
Okay?
Yep.
So you need to decide who's going to go first, who has the likely most chance to make the most momentum to kind of build up onto you, and to make sure that it goes in order of what you need to have happen.
I'll have to go. I think you should go first. I fly second. Then they do the because they can't do anything until we're in the transporter path.
You wanted to surprise them afterwards, though, to make them
yeah,
run
but he
away.
needs to set it up, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I'll just
okay.
have it like button.
Button.
Boop.
So, Beagle made the red button for you. Okay.
So control engineering, you said?
Yep.
All right, and
I'm
you wanna
gonna
roll
find
me
the
one?
shuttle stat.
I already got it.
All right,
Your computer's engineering, so it would be 9.
Ew. Nope. Computer will help you help.
I'm gonna use my or is it computer expertise? You can re-roll that.
Even worse.
Yeah.
We have 2 momentum.
I guess I should have used that before. Oopsie. Only 1 success.
Okay. So it's going to take a little bit more time.
Ooh, actually.
Oh.
No. No.
Okay.
Should have done that first.
It's going to take a little bit more time to set it up than you thought, which generally isn't necessarily a bad thing. You didn't use any momentum. You didn't spend any momentum. You're going last anyways. So at this point, you see the shuttles, both ships kind of move in closer. It looks like they're getting ready to transport. Who's
Time to fly. Okay.
It's just become one of those things where it's like, so fact, do you have that ready? I'm still working on it, Captain.
Yeah, exactly.
Too late.
Both of their shields are down.
Perfect.
Your turn.
Okay.
Which means they haven't seen you.
So
You
now,
rolled really well.
awesome. I'm gonna. We gotta fly.
Yeah.
In between them to see if we can catch this thing.
So difficulty 3.
But I have pushed the limits, which means due to environmental conditions, there's a couple things here, including damaging the engines. I reduced the difficulty by 1
Okay.
to a minimum of 1.
Okay. So you got a 2.
Right, and precise evasion won't matter at the moment.
Pilot gets to pilot.
Does not ship something. Oh, that's only for evasive actions. Cool.
Go, go, go.
Okay. Yep. That's 2 successes.
That's enough. All right, ship rips crap right into the middle. You two do your thing as it happens.
So this one you're saying is control engineering for me?
You were doing assist, or you were doing? I don't remember. Sorry.
I don't know what the role is.
What were
I didn't know
doing?
you said it.
I was doing the transporter. So
With
she's
her.
running it and I was assisting her with the transporter.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, control and engineering.
Okay?
To assist?
Yeah, assisting you. I don't know what
Okay.
your role is.
Security and
Oh.
control, right?
Sorry, you know what? Daring and engineering, because this is kind of like forcing the transporter to do something they're not really designed to.
And you only get 1 die because you're assisting.
Whoa, okay. I'm gonna
But
buy
you
a
get
die.
2 die and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And you get 2 dice.
Because believe me, you want me to roll 2 dice for daring and engineering.
And you want me control and security for
Yeah.
the transport?
Yeah.
Let's go. Fuck my life. God damn it. Son of a whore.
I mean, unless I'm using shipboard engineering systems,
Yeah.
4 successes for me.
I got
Okay.
1 success.
That's
And a
5.
20.
So you'll get 2 of these back. And in front of you, the panel kind of like explodes. So you see transport completed. As you do, it explodes. You're going to take a fake strain, but more of like a complication strain.
Okay.
You're going to now have a complication of 4, which means 17, 18, 19, 20. If you get one more complication, you're going to take an injury.
Okay. Alright.
Because that'll be 5.
My like long sleeves are just singed.
Yeah.
You should have been playing D&D with those dice today.
That's crazy.
You know,
hey?
I was playing D&D earlier today. Not 120.
Okay. You got it.
Yamao!
I take off back towards
Another pilot
Vulcan.
check. That's cocked.
That's
so was
cocked.
the other one, actually.
All right, we can let's.
Bye.
Fine, I'll buy another one.
Why are you giving? I moved the camera.
It's all right.
You're fine. Just don't touch it.
1, 2.
In the box.
In the box says 3 successes.
Nice.
Because
Okay.
I'm an awesome
You
pilot.
start to take off. Make your roll.
So
I have removed the variables of the issue.
Yes.
The variables were me.
Also, give me that. I'm rolling an extra dice too. This needs to work.
I see a 1, a 3, and a 14.
Jesus.
Engineering, and yeah, I focus of starship recognition. I know what Excalibur looks like, so I know how to fake it.
That's amazing.
1, 2,
5?
3, 4, 5 successes.
Sofek is the MVP of this.
And the
Yeah.
14 isn't
Session.
Me
anything.
and you are like,
Oh, so
we
it's
make
4
it fun.
successes.
Yeah.
We make it fun.
No, 6 successes because I spent a determination to get on that crit.
Nice.
This was
Here's
the...
your
Thank
3.
you.
You're welcome. Oh my god.
I'm going to use it to get more
So
information.
back on point today.
Okay, so Sofek, you're like the rest of you on like so you're all like yeah things are exploding. You're kind of like just tearing it, and as you do, you jump out of the system, and then things behind all of you just kind of like shorting out, exploding, and the ship just kind of goes poof, and kind of does one of those cool spin out of warps, and then just goes adrift. All those things that he overloaded just kind of like short circuited, and you're just kind of drifting. And one of the sensors shows an Excelsior class jumping into. And you're kind of looking at this going, Sofek, I get it. You can stop doing it now.
You didn't have to fake it for us.
Yeah.
That was a really good, really
It's
good
real.
deception. I would have thought you more of a Romulan than a Vulcan for the level of deception that you've achieved today.
That is not me, Commander. That is an actual Excelsior class ship.
Commander Zanny, is that you?
Beagle?
Oh.
Please tell me he's not in command of that Excelsior class ship.
Open hailing frequency.
Yes, sir.
Beagle?
It's only audio because everything's shorted
Shorted
you
out.
guys in. So.
Beagle. Yes, this is Zanny.
Captain. Hey, Captain, I found a ship.
I can see that, Beagle. Who is in command?
Captain, god damn it. Wait,
I...
I'm sorry, I don't remember your name.
He's learning.
And you hear, this is Commander Ellis of the USS Excelsior.
Commander Ellis. Pleasure to hear your voice once again. I have a long story to tell you. Perhaps if you could pick us up and take us back to Vulcan, we have some explaining to do.
No problem at all, Captain. I take it you were successful in what Beagle said you needed to be successful in?
We have retrieved the items that we needed to so
Excellent.
that we can return them to the proper authorities.
We've got long range sensors, so there's a ship fight. Should we go assist?
No, I think they'll be all right.
What?
It
Fine,
was a
yes, we should go
Romulan
ship.
ship.
There's a Romulan ship out there.
Okay, so as you kind of like, they pick you up and you guys jump in, and just as you jump in, you see a Romulan shuttle explode, and you see an Orion ship taking some damage and doesn't even like respond to hails. It just warps out of the system.
This might go.
I look over you. I told you she'd be fine.
As you guys arrive back on Vulcan, you get reports in that there's been multiple arrests. An anonymous tip came in with a bunch of names, sources, codes, and a note for someone named Lieutenant Via.
My name?
No, it doesn't have your name. It has her name.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it's got Teprel on it. It has Ambassador on it.
Mm.
And Volek is not on the list.
Nice.
But his office was bugged because he had talked to you.
Of course it was.
That's why I was kind of like burning through I have one threat left because I was doing all this crap without like having to roll. I'm like, nope, it happens.
Yeah.
And so I'm not even going to bother rolling.
Of course the
you got
ambassador was a
everything,
traitor.
and there's multiple arrests, and there's been multiple cells found throughout Vulcan. It looks like let's say the post-unification debacle has been finally routed out and cleaned up. Good job, gang. End of an arc.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I'm gonna give that ambassador what for.
As he walks by in shackles.
Yeah. However, Volek is totally getting a bottle of Vulcan wine.
Yeah. So
my man.
That's it for us. We'll be back in a couple weeks, and we'll be on Norse Foundry with the new stories. And yeah, thanks for Dice Guys for everything. We appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll be back. So for now, catch us on Norse Foundry in 2 weeks, and 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
You said 28th, right? Is there a next one?
It's on the calendar behind you. Yes, 3 weeks, because I'm going to be in Seattle next weekend. Hey, if you're in Seattle, come say hi. So yeah, April 28th will be our next show on Norse Foundry, and otherwise, live long and prosper, gang.
At the GM Tim.
Yeah,
Bye.
at the GM Tim. Bye, everyone.
Peace.